In Round Rock ISD, we write SMART goals and objectives. Let's take a look at the elements that will need to be included in all annual goals and objectives. Specific. Clearly state the skill that will be demonstrated and the expected mastery criteria. When the goal and objective is more specific, it is easier to monitor progress and be more accurate in our data. A good test to know if the goal or objective is written specifically enough is to have someone else read it and see if they would progress monitor the same skill at the same level that you are intending to focus on. Measurable. The skill has to be observable and countable, and the mastery criteria for the skill is clearly defined. To determine if a student has reached their goal, their performance must be able to be seen or heard to be counted. If the performance of a skill cannot be observed, it is not measurable. Attainable and appropriate. Based on baseline data, determine what is a reasonable skill and mastery level to obtain within an IEP year. Annual goals and objectives are written to be worked on and hopefully mastered in an IEP year. The expected skill and mastery criteria should stretch the student's ability, but still remain possible for the student to achieve. Relevant and realistic. The skill and mastery level should be relevant to the student's individual needs and their educational needs. All goals should relate back to skills identified as deficits in the PLAF and help the student make progress in the general curriculum. Lastly, time-bound. The time frame in which the goal is expected to be achieved must be included. For most goals, our time frame will be 36 instructional weeks, which is an IEP annual year. Time frame for objectives can vary depending on the type of objectives written. All skills in the goals and objective have to be observable and measurable. The student has to do something that can be seen to be able to measure or progress monitor it. This allows multiple evaluators to repeat the same measurement. Let's look at some skills and verbs that are observable and measurable, and then some we want to avoid using. Here are some verbs that are observable and measurable. Notice all of the items listed in this list are actions that can be seen. We can see a student write, we can see a student point to, we can hear a student answer or read orally. Now let's look at some verbs or skills that are not measurable and we would like to avoid. Notice things like learn, recognize, understand, analyze are things that typically happen internally and things that are not observable. So these are verbs or skills that we would like to avoid. Make sure that you are writing measurable goals and objectives to make progress monitoring easier and more accurate.